where the trick is. They give assistantship. That assistantship is what helps you cover, as similar to the external scholarship. It helps you also cover your tuition. Most times they give you tuition waiver. That's how it covers it. You get stipends, you get health insurances. Sometimes they also give you some form of settling allowance, but it's very limited to internal scholarship, unlike the external one. And sometimes you don't cover your flight, but they make sure that your tuition and your living expenses is well covered as a form of scholarship. So that's where, hi guys, yeah, welcome to this video. It's good to have you here, and thank you for watching. Yeah, this is the great community, and you're welcome. Thank you for everyone that has subscribed since last we created this channel, and we've reached over 1,000 views. And I know people are watching. I know you guys are really interested in this type of content. Yeah, this channel is for you. It's for you to become the best version of yourself. It's for you to understand processes, how you're going to map it, and how you have to bring it with grit to have the right effect coming your way, especially with good results. So you're welcome to the great community. Thank you for watching the previous videos, and here is a new one. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. Today we'll be talking about external scholarship versus the internal scholarship. Have you ever had a time where you sat down and you were thinking, what's really scholarships? There are people that have been in those shoes. I'm here to move you forward to what you should know about scholarships. Yes, there are scholarships, there are awards, but they are in two types, or majorly two types. We have the external scholarship and we have the internal scholarship. Let's come into it very calmly. Two types, external and the internal. The external scholarship, as we know it, is like the government or institutional form of scholarship. They call them institutions, some call them institution scholarship. Mostly people call them government scholarship. People call them fully funded scholarship also, but both the internal scholarship are also fully funded. It's just that they have a bit of striking similarities and striking differences as a form of scholarship. So like we know, the government scholarship means they are scholarships that are coming from the government. It could be the government it means that it could be the government of the US, it could be the government of Nigeria. They are fully funded scholarship in Nigeria too. Nigerian students. It could be fully funded scholarship for UK government. It could be for Europe. That's the Erasmus Mundus. We know about the popular. It's a type of external scholarship, and there's so much of them. There's the MasterCard Foundation scholarship. There's the Mandela Rose scholarship for South Africa. There is the Chevening scholarship, the Commonwealth scholarship, Commonwealth split site, Commonwealth master scholarship, Commonwealth shared scholarship. A whole lot of them. There is Erasmus Mundus, like I mentioned all the time. There is MasterCard, all these type of scholarship, and many host of them. There's the Irish government scholarship. There is scholarship for Abu Dhabi. There's a lot of them. The scholarship, there's the Turkey Baccalaureate, which all these type of scholarships, they call them government scholarships, and they fell under the external scholarship. So basically what they cover is they also cover a lot of things. In fact, they almost cover everything. When it comes to your flight, when it comes to your living expenses, when it comes to your tuition, when it comes to your cost of attendance. Sometimes it covers your health insurance. People sometimes get laptop. People sometimes get settling allowances. There's a whole lot of benefits when it comes to government scholarship. You want to ensure that while you're studying, everything about you is catered for, and that's what really. In fact, it covers. I forgot to mention this, and I have to say it. What I'm saying is not unscripted. You understand what I'm saying? Not scripted. I'm saying this from a word of experience with international education, and sometimes truly it covers your flight, especially the MasterCard Foundation scholarship and some other scholarship covers your flight ticket. You wouldn't have to pay anything before you leave from that your country to another country, and that's the ball game of the fully funded scholarship. Now the external scholarship is what I'm talking about, and that's what makes it different, because it's institutional based and the government of that country are the one in charge of that scholarship. Now let's dive into the second form, which is the institutional scholarship, which is classified under the internal scholarship. This type of scholarship is institutional, and it's an institutional funding. It can also be fully funded. It's just that it doesn't really have the form of a fully government scholarship in totality. This aspect of scholarship is given by on the fact that you're a competitive student. Why the external scholarship is looking for so many qualities like leadership qualities, they are looking at external experiences, they're looking at so many things you've done outside schools, they are looking at your voluntary effort, so many things. The institutional scholarship is first mostly considered that you're a very competent student for admission. And that's what is institutional. They want to see that the first thing is you are a very good academic student, you are very, very good academic wise. Then they now say, okay, we position you for this type of scholarship. And this type of scholarship falls under when you talk about the presidential scholarship, you talk about assistantships. And this is where the trick is. They give assistantship. That assistantship is what helps you cover, as similar to the external scholarship. It helps you also cover your tuition. Most times they give you tuition waiver, that's how it covers it. You get stipends, you get health insurance. Sometimes they also give you some form of settling allowance, but it's very limited to internal scholarship, unlike the external one. And sometimes you don't cover your flight, but they make sure that your tuition and your living expenses is well covered as a form of scholarship. So that's where they help you, they cater for that living expenses by giving you stipend. And that's stipend. So in one sense, you call it also fully funded scholarship. And those are the major two types of scholarship that classifies a lot of scholarship. Imagine there are over 4,000 schools in the US, over 200 schools in Canada, and you understand that they are also using out funding. But this kind of funding sometimes we classify it as internal scholarships, where you might still need to get some money to do it, but it covers a lot for you. So the external scholarship, that's what it does. The international scholarship. So these are the tricks behind these two types of scholarship that everybody is worrying about, but they don't understand or have a solid understanding of how to really position or what these scholarships are really called, or how did they really have the striking similarity and those striking differences. So you've understand this, believe that you're now able to master this as the difference between the external versus the internal. So in basic up everything we have said, it means that the government scholarships are the one that is funded by the government or institution when it comes to organization. But when we talk about the internal scholarship, they are one funded by the university based on the fact that you are admitted and they consider you for those funding, and they all have a way of helping you with your staying while you are a student. That is what we have to see. So in the next video, we'll be looking at several types. We'll be talking about the MasterCard Foundation scholarship. Currently, we'll be talking about the tips, tricks, everything towards applying to the MasterCard Foundations as a form of external scholarship. And thank you for listening. See you right in the next video. And please, if you enjoy this and you're finding my content very helpful, make sure that you subscribe, because it helps me to do more videos in this niche and give us more nuggets, tips, and bring us the grit to keep going on despite all the odds.